Now we're going to talk about my favorite shiitake. So its scientific name is Lentinula elotus. It has, as many of the mushrooms do, antimicrobial properties, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. A human study found consuming 5 to 10 grams shiitake daily for 4 weeks resulted in increases in many of the immune markers and improving function and balance. And it did not say whether that's extract or actual shiitake. It could be extract. I have a feeling it might actually be the shiitake itself, because that's 10 grams is a lot in terms of an extract. And of course it's prebiotic like all the mushrooms, and it contains several different types, as all the mushrooms do. Now, for weight loss, they have had some positive results with it, and it may be due to the beta-glucans. So all the mushrooms have beta-glucans, but each mushroom has different beta-glucans. So in this case, the ones in shiitake increased satiety, helped lower food intake, delayed nutrition absorption, and reduced plasma lipid levels. So again, if you have we've come up with that from some of the other mushrooms as well, but this might be one that you want to encourage them to eat. Beta-glucans and a compound found in shiitake called erytidine may have fat-reducing properties. A rat study found shiitake can prevent weight gain. So they didn't try it for weight loss. They fed the rats a high-fat diet, and some got shiitake and some did not, and the ones who got shiitake did not gain weight. Another rat study found that shiitake and maitake helped reduce blood pressure. Shiitake decreased both LDL and HDL, whereas maitake just lowered LDL. It has also been studied and may enhance libido. So again, if you have somebody with a low libido, male or female, shiitake might be the mushroom for them. And nutrients such as B vitamins plus gut health benefits that are available with shiitake because it's prebiotic may aid brain function. Now, there's been a human study, and it's basically it involved blood tests plus an ex vivo. So ex vivo means that they pulled cells out of the person and then studied them in a lab. But they also measured blood tests in the person for immune markers as well. And they found that daily consumption boosted immunity and increased several immune products. And this is a very important one. It increased secretory IgA. And if you know gut at all, then you know that secretory IgA is an essential element produced by the immune system in large quantities lining the gut that communicates directly with gut bacteria, and the two of them have a synergistic relationship. So secretory IgA is very helpful for maintaining good gut bacteria, and the good gut bacteria signals secretory IgA in a number of matters, which is really good for helping to balance immune function and protect against excessive inflammation and maintain tolerance and all kinds of things like that. So that's a really good piece of information. Another study showed anti-tumor effects on 2 human cancer lines and increased apoptosis. So this was in vivo animals. So they put the human cancer lines in the animal. Isn't that nice of them? And then they also found that a compound found in shiitake called lentinin heals damage done by anti-cancer treatments. So again, we've talked about this with other mushrooms, finding these things that help the body repair and recover after chemo and radiation, since the majority of people that we will know as clients who either have cancer or had cancer are going to have possibly had, more than likely had, chemo or radiation. And so we need to have a focus on helping them recover from the chemo and radiation, and then of course creating a plan that going forward would prevent recurrence of cancer. From what I have read with all of the mushrooms, all of them will be very helpful for a preventative program, but we also want to put some focus, especially if they're just newly in remission, to help their body recover as much as possible. In terms of gingivitis, there was a study, they used an artificial mouth model, and they compared shiitake with chlorhexidine, and that is an antiseptic that is used in mouthwash for gingivitis. And the shiitake lowered bad bacteria better than the chlorhexidine and did not harm good bacteria. And again, this is something that's very common with antimicrobials that are natural, that, you know, a lot of people go around saying, oh, you can't take an antimicrobial, a natural one, because it's going to harm the good bacteria. It's not how they work, and it's not what they do. And so this is just another example of that. And of course, chlorhexidine harms both good and bad bacteria. So, if you've got gingivitis or you have a client with gingivitis, then shiitake might be something you want to take. And again, you would be more than likely using a powder or an extract, something that can dissolve easily in water and be swooshed around just like you would a mouthwash, and so that it gets coverage in the gums. And then you can also take it internally as well. In terms of format, well, this is the easiest one to find. Fresh. Everywhere has it fresh. Dried. I can't tell you how many dried ones I came across in any store that I went into. The health food store. I went into several Asian stores. Always had different brands of shiitake. Just lots and lots of shiitake. And remember, you're going to rehydrate first at room temperature, in room temperature water, if you're going to be cooking the dried, unless you're using them for a tea. You want tea or hot water extraction is another way to consume them. There is powder, often extraction and often hot water, but you can find ground shiitake, the straight mushroom. And of course, there are lots of shiitake supplements and formulas with shiitake in them. So that's what we have to let you know about shiitake. It's a great mushroom and one of the nicest ones to eat.